So this is in addition to my other video on impersonal verbs, and we look here at the verb doler, but it works in the same way as the other verbs do, like gustar and encantar. So let's have a look at doler specifically in relation to impersonal verbs as well. So we know that if you've watched my other video, we know that impersonal verbs are back to front verbs, in that the thing that controls the verb is the object and not the subject. So if we take other verbs like gustar, encantar, importar, parecer, they also work in the same way. The slight complication with doler in the present tense is also radical changing. So when we change it, the O changes to UE on occasions. So for example, me duele, it's hurting me. Me gusta, it's liking to me. So it doesn't seem quite so odd when we're doing it with doler as it does with gustar. But literally, it's the thing that's here is hurting to me. That's what it literally means. And then the same with this one, me gusta. Whatever's here is liking to me. Okay, so that's how it literally is. So the verb is controlled by the object. And that means if we remember the gustar, if the thing that's plural, if the thing we like is plural, we add an N. We do exactly the same with doler. If the thing that's hurting us is plural, then we add an N on the end here. This verb, however, is an ER verb, so it follows the ER verb rules. Our main endings will be E for the it hurts me and N for they hurt me. I can see that we might use some of the others, but we won't complicate that in this video. So me duele, it's hurting me. Me duelen, they are hurting me. Okay. So let's have a look at them in the full set of pronouns. So we've got me duele, the I form, te duele, the you form, le duele, the he, she, it form, nos duele, the we form, os duele, the you plural form, and les duele, the they form. So literally, if I want to say whatever hurts me, it hurts me, then I'll put me duele. It hurts him, le duele. It hurts us, nos duele. And then we add the N on the end if the thing that is hurting is plural. If we add the name of a person, as we did in the other video, we put this personal at the beginning. So we put the then we put the name of the person, or the type of person. It could be mom or dad, brother, sister, and then we follow it by the le or the les, and the duele or duelen. So an example, a Pedro le duele, and we could say la mano, so Pedro's hand hurts, or a Pedro le duelen los pies, Pedro's feet hurt. Okay, so just have a look. So just think that these ones don't really change very much when we're doing it or they hurt, but it's the pronouns we need to think about. With other nouns, what we need to think about here is, and I didn't mention this in my other one, is that we do need to use this article. So we need to do like el pie or los pies if we're going to use that. So we could be la or las here. So we do need to follow these impersonal verbs with this article when we're using it with a noun. Note for when we're doing parts of the body, though, we don't ever use me or mis when we're talking about our own parts of our own body, because the Spanish tend to assume it is your parts of your body that are hurting. So we don't put me or mis, we put el or los or la or las. We could use ache. It's not an impersonal verb, but only when we can say ache in English. So we could say tengo dolor. So tengo comes from the verb tener. So we could use any verb form of tener. So it could be the I form, we form, you form, or any tense, for example. And then we put dolor de, and then we put the name of the part of the body. So we don't put an article in this case. Okay. So for an example, tengo dolor de cabeza. I have a headache. We could say tengo dolor de garganta. I have throat ache or sore throat. But normally we only use this when we use ache in English. Okay. But for this video, we're just going to practice the impersonal verb doler. So here's some practice. As I said, just use doler here as well. So here are 10 to practice with. Just have a little think about whether the object is plural or singular. And these two down here, remember we've got names of people at the beginning. So pause it now and have a go, and then check your answers in a minute. And if you're not sure, just go back to your teacher and ask if they can clarify, or rewind the video and have them listen through the video. If you are totally unsure, then maybe have a look at the other verbs, the other impersonal verbs. So we've got the first one, nos duelen los pies. We've got that N on the end because pies is plural, and the nos because it's our, or so literally, they are hurting to us, literally. A ella, we could clarify it with a ella, because obviously le duele is for he or she. So we could put a ella, but if it's obvious in the sentence, then we might just use le duele. Me duele el cuello. Notice that these two are the singular forms, and we're using the articles in all of these. Les duelen las piernas. So again, we've got that N on the end there because the thing afterwards is plural, and then we're also using the article. Te duele la cara, or te duele la cara. So we've got the singular form here. We've also got that article again. Me duele el brazo. Again, so this is a little bit like number 2, where if contextually we know it's he, then we might not need to put this in here, but if we don't, then we can put AL as to contextualize it and just emphasize who we're talking about. Mano is an interesting one that, although it ends in an O, it's actually feminine, so it's la mano. And this is what I was talking about before. So when we mention the name of somebody, we put the name of the person, then we follow it with the usual formation of the verb doler. A Helena, I've changed to Elena, you could have just put Helen. Le duele la muñeca. Similar one, a Felipe, le duelen los hombros. So this time it's a plural form of the verb because it's hombros. And the last one, nos duelen las orejas. You could have put los oídos as well, that's a possibility. Okay, again, if you've got any problems, rewind the video back or have a look at my other one on impersonal verbs, or go back to your teacher.